Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining us
Morning.
here on Facebook and YouTube. It's Kay and Alfie here from Indigo Blue, and thank you very much. We are launching our brand new releases today. So you may have seen some sneak peeks from our fabulous design team, and we have got a fabulous range of stamps to show you. Stencil, and we've also got some papers as well. So they're gorgeous, and we've got some really beautiful sets to show you, samples to show you from our design team. So thank you very much, girls, for all of those. They've obviously been inspired because we've got some lovely stuff, haven't we?
We do.
Indeed. So as you can see above Alfie's head, he's done a special offer today. So the whole bundle, which is all 6 stamps, you can get today for £50, saving approximately £12, nearly £12. You can buy them all individually, and of course you can buy the stencil. So the stamp bundle, that doesn't include any papers or anything, just all the stamps. Oh, here we go.
Another bundle.
So he's done another bundle. So that's all the stamps, the stencils and the paper. So everything that's new today is on a show offer of £61. So that's pretty darn good.
£16 almost.
Okay, excellent. So, but if it's not in your budget, don't worry, just choose your favourites and have fun with them. Okay, so should we get started?
Let's
straight
do it.
away?
Okay.
See you in a minute. I should have put something up, not just a blank page really, shouldn't I? There. Right, let's get started on the stamps here. So we have, sorry, I've got masks on mine that I've made. So we've got a collector's edition. So how much are these normally, Alfie?
£4.99 for collectors.
£4.99 for a collector's edition. So these are super fine detailed red rubber as usual, cut out already on a cling back, ready to go on your acrylic block. Again, handmade here in Retford with our own fair hands. And we also have another collector's edition, so 65 and 66. So we've got Clockwork Cottage and Steamwork Manor. These are just gorgeous. A little bit of a reflection on there, so there we go. So absolutely gorgeous these are. I've just made some masks to use later, so I'm going to store them on there. Right, so and then we have Feltwell Road. I love this. This is just so gorgeous. We've got some cogs as well on a separate stamp, and we've got New Home, New Adventures and New Memories on there. Again, really nice size of stamps these, cut out ready to go for you. If you find that you've got extra bits of rubber that your ink might catch, there's no reason why you can't just trim those with a normal pair of scissors like I'm doing here. But the great thing about proper red rubber is that they're brilliant for all your hot processes. So your encaustic art, your embossing powders, stuff like that is just brilliant. Right, what else have we got? We've got Wells Road. Let me just move my mask. Wells House, beg your pardon.
Just put it at an angle so it doesn't get the attention.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we are. Absolutely gorgeous. Loved colouring these in. If colouring is not your thing, don't worry, you can actually just stamp and go with these. I've done you a little bit of a cobbled street and some more clouds on there as well. Then we come to our stars of the show. So we have Lady Fortescue. I was going to say badass woman, but you know, she's just got attitude, hasn't she? I love her. I think she looks fantastic. And we've got another of the houses in the background. This is a smaller version, a smaller house, so that you can do a street scene, which I'm going to show you later. And, you know, she is just gorgeous, isn't she? I love her attitude. Just put my mask back on there. And then finally, we have the man himself, Sir Henry Fortescue. Really gorgeous look. Quite a handsome young chap. And
Somebody commented it was modelled on me. They actually did.
of course they did. It does look like you, darling.
Don't like the way they're
Handsome.
laughing quite so hard.
You just need a top hat, and that's definitely you.
Yeah.
Definitely. You're the man. You're the man, Alfie. You're the man. An ordinary knife can be extraordinary. I think he's gorgeous, just like you, darling.
Thanks.
So we have all of these beautiful stamps. So 1, 2, 3 A6 stamps, 4 A6 stamps. Absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful set. And then we've got the 2 collector's edition as well. And that's not all, because we have a stencil to match as well, which is just fabulous. Let's get this open, because this is a 5 by 8 inch mask, which is just to die for. Beautiful. Look at that. I love the edging as well, so you can use different parts of this as well as the whole. Beautiful, beautiful. Really up my street, that. I love that. And then we have a full book full of papers as well. So these are 8 by 8. We've got, I'm going to use these little strips as well on the back and the front. So we've got mini papers on the back cover, so you get like bonus papers on the back cover. But just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. So I can only show you really one page at a time. So there we go. So these are just so fabulous. I love the colours, that teal and copper look to it. They're just absolutely delicious. Good quality papers, really nice. And we've got some more on the front inside cover as a bonus as well. 12 designs. How many of each, Alfie?
Front and back, though.
It's front and back, yes, as well.
How many of each?
12 designs.
Yeah, one of each.
One of each.
But they're double-sided.
Double-sided. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really love these. Right, let's see some artwork from our amazing design team. So let's start off with the collector's editions. So these are from Carolyn Lakin. I love these, you know. Do you know, she's done another one. Really, really simple. That's all it needs, doesn't it? Black border, white paper, a little bit of colouring in. Absolutely beautiful. I really, really love those. And then we've got Sue, who's used alcohol markers on these. And then we've got Leslie, who's used True Grit, Gilding Gum, Hot Cocoa Red Oxide, Viridian Blue paints, Shepherd Green. This is on one of our phone stands. Let me just take that off and then it can sit flush. I love this one. Look, a bit of packaging, corrugated cardboard, some stenciling. Love the ticket. Love how she's done the words, and the colouring is superb. Really gorgeous. So this is on one of our Medite phone stands as well, so it can stand up, which is just gorgeous. We've got lots of layering by Lorna. Then Carolyn's done white on black. Let me just put these carefully back in safely here. Oh, this next one I adore. So this is how I envisaged them, to be honest, when we first got the designs, and I just love the way it's all just a really busy, a slice of a busy street scene. Some stitching around the edges. I love the way she's used the sari silks here. Really nice. I'm going to definitely steal that idea, Carolyn. Thank you very much. I really like that. Beautiful. Then we've got the man himself. And yes, that is all layered. So this is all on one layer, and lots of masking and layering going on there, Lorna. Thank you very much. So, which is a bit of a expert at that, and I just love that. Really love it. Beautiful, simple, gorgeous. And another one from Lorna. She's done some beautiful ATCs. Just tip that slightly, because she's actually stamped and embossed this as well. Hi Jeanette, hi Max, hi Jenny. Thanks very much for joining us. Yes, so stamped and embossed, and lots of masking going on, and I love the way that she actually does a long piece of work and then chops it up into the ATCs. Really nice. And then we go on to our Sue Jacob. Now, hopefully you can see this. This is like a 3D card. And the work that's gone into all of these samples is just wonderful. And I love the way she's put the little houses at the front and the tall houses at the back. Let me put that flat, then you can see. Looking very elegant. Again, stamped and embossed with ultrafine embossing powder, so that when you colour in, it's really easy. You don't have to worry about keeping within the lines as much. Fussy cut around the edges there, which just looks gorgeous. Loving that. Thank you very much, Sue. And then we've got Lorna. So all of these you'll find on our Facebook page, because the girls will start posting full pictures of these, and Ella will. So you can find these at Indigo Blue. And I love the way this has got the cog border just peeking out from behind there, and then she's using watercolor techniques using the translucent paints to give that. In fact, that is probably red oxide actually, and that does look like Viridian blue. Lovely, gorgeous card. This is really a great technique as well. This is Leslie. I love the way she's used the cobble streets as a background. I think it's really lovely. Quite genius, because it looks almost like a crackle, but it works really well. Nice soft watercolor techniques, again using translucent paints, and she's actually got Lady Fortescue 3D fussy cut out coming out from the picture. Works really well. And then she's got a little bit of depth here as well, just a bit of foam pad on there just to give it a bit of height, but not too much. Beautifully done. This is really interesting. So this is fast cast resin poured onto the stamp, and it looks amazing, doesn't it? And then coloured. Let me just check that. Painted with hot cocoa and black gesso, dry brush with kingfisher blue and dragonfire. Shrink plastic button, stamped, punched, then shrunk, painted back with white gesso. Fabulous. Love it. Really clever. I love the way that has got the inverted design on it, and it works really well, doesn't it? Really good. Got another by Carolyn. The colours on this are gorgeous, and look at that background. So we've got the cogs stamp here. This chain is one of our stencils in the background there. Really like that, and the way she's emphasised it with a black pen. And then you've got an extra strip across here. This is fussy cut around Monsieur Fortescue there. And then let's have a look at Leslie's. Oh, I really like this. Again, she's done that with the Cobble Street. I think that's brilliant, genius. We've got an embossing folder here in the background. These are not ours. Let me see whether she's told us whose it is. It's Tim Holt's mechanical embossing folder. So that works really well, and that just shows you that you can bring in, of course, all the other stash that you've got, your embossing folders, your stencils, your paints, crayons, whatever it is. You can just crayons. You know, like your Neo 2. He's taking the pin.
You're not allowed sharp objects like Ian.
Yeah, no sharp objects allowed. I like this, different again. Bit of book paper, stamped with the cogs. Little touch of gold lace down here, which you wouldn't normally have associated with quite a masculine look, but it works really well. This is Carolyn's. I love the monochromatic background here with the splash of blue with sorry, I'm laughing because Duke is trying desperately to get attention from Alfie, and Alfie's ignoring him, and Alfie's just trying to control Duke, who's now trying to get on his lap, which is not very good. Okay, so now more ATCs. Let me just check, is this our Lorna? I love this. I love the way she's actually, again, stamped these, chopped them up, and they just work so well. The colouring on this is...
I think he goes in the middle.
Does he? No, because look, these...
Try it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, you're right, absolutely. Alfie's shaking his head at me. I won't do the Yoda thing again. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? I really like the way she's got this very loose way of colouring his coat in, and I love this this magenta that she's used here. Absolutely gorgeous. Duke's come to say hello for another cuddle. Are you very needy this morning? Oh, right. So this actually needs wrapping around a vase, but I just wanted to show it you flat. She's just put, this is Carolyn's, and she's just put a slit and a tag round at the edges there so it can be wrapped around a vase, and fussy cut it all out. But it's great, isn't it? Isn't that fantastic? That's again how I envisage a lovely steampunk village. Lorna, oh, great colours, Lorna. Love this loose background work here, works so well. This has got to be a favourite of a lot of people, this next one. This is Lorna's as well. So simple, isn't it? It's just really, really simple, white background, absolutely gorgeous. Here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, may we raise them. Absolutely, very much like Single Ladies, that, isn't it? 3 women. Love it. Absolutely love it. This... did we, do you remember which one this is from? Oh,
what?
Which stamp plate these words are from? It's from an A5 stamp plate. Someone asked me the other day, actually.
I'll do that.
It's not on the back. And then Sue does tell me exactly what's, oh, look at that. Look at that. That's just beautiful work. And I think that is... I'm not sure. Let me just have a look. So, okay, it doesn't say which paper it
Be
is.
yourself.
Be yourself. So yes, these words are from the A5 stamp plate, Be Yourself. Okay. Gorgeous, Sue. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the one that I was thinking of, and I did I just really love this. So simple, just stamped, beautifully coloured. So what I did was I actually copied this and tried to mimic the same sort of colouring in as Caroline's done here, which is a brilliant exercise. I'm always trying to say to people, you know, if you're stuck, just copy a piece of artwork. It'll turn out different. And she's used lots of these colours I'm using today, actually. The Rossetti Red, Yellow Ochre, Viridian Blue, Red Oxide, all of those. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then Lorna, lovely big card. Great stenciling, lovely layering. Again, I love the way she actually colours him in. And here's another by Sue. Again, using an embossing folder. I'm not quite sure which one this is. Mixed Media Magazine #1. There you go. Beautiful, simple, absolutely exquisite colouring. This is the Luscious colours, so that works really, really well. Another from Caroline, and I like the way she's actually done the stamping in the background as though it's like through a London fog. And then finally, the last two, we have Distress Oxides used by Caroline. Really nice idea, this. Stamping and cutting it up into inches. That works really nicely. And then finally, Lady Fortescue. There. Absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I've got some of my pages out of my journal here. So I'm just going to get some masking tape and just stick the two pages together. Get it really spot on there. Good grief. There we go. Because I'm going to do a double page spread for you. There we go. And let me just move those out of the way. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go with using my Lady Fortescue. So she's going to come first. There she is. And I'm going to do some stamping and masking because it just will look brilliant on a double page spread. So she's going to go round about on the left hand side, round about here in the centre, just about there. Fab. I'm just going to wipe my stamp with a rag, and that's going to go onto there. So I've already done a mask, so let me just dry that off. So I haven't actually done any clear embossing on this. I've just left it purely just the ink, this fine black ink. And then I'm just offering up my mask. So I made these earlier. And then the next one I'm going to do is the Wells House. So that one is going to go on the left here. And these are all going to be stamped in VersaFine. So I want this to obviously overlap her so that it's obviously behind her and to the back. There we go, give that a good clean. And then from the same one, I'm going to use the little cobble street here as well. So let me get a little acrylic block. So this is one of our Slim Jims, or Thin Liz's even. So that's going to go, remember I've actually still got a mask on Lady Fortescue. So that's going to go right up here, like so. That's it. And I may just put a little bit more, just at an angle. There we go. Just to extend it a little bit. So I've just stamped just the very, very edge of this cobble street. I will be using that later, so I'll leave that on there. Leave Lady Fortescue on there. And let's go on to Feltwell Road. So we want to be stamping this again slightly up from where she is, and then it looks like it's in the background. So again, we're going to slightly overlap her body. In fact, let me overlap a little bit more, and then it brings me to the edge of that page. Fab, isn't it? Is that fabulous? So this mask can come off now, and you can see that we've got a really nice background there. Now that on its own would look fantastic. Let me just put Lady Fortescue's mask back. So I'm just going to leave it on here. Let's give this one a clean. And that's going to go onto there. Right, so next we need to be looking at something that's smaller. So we'll go on to the collector's edition. So this is Steampunk Manor number 66. This one's going to go on here. So we need a mask for this one now. So this is going to go on here. And then I'm going to carry on with this. So to make this look as if it's going off into the distance, I could either go onto a grey ink, but I'm going to stick with the black. But I am going to put the level a little bit higher than this is, so it looks as if it's going into the distance. So this one is going to go here.
Sue's asked what are the masks made of. So
do you know what, I've had this mask stuff for years, and I don't know whether I can't remember the name of it. It comes on a roll, and it's like it's just like post-it notes, but it's sticky all over. Not very, very sticky, just a slight tack. It could be Wild Spider, rings a bell. But you can use post-it notes. If you get the really big ones, that's good. But I would Google it. But I've had it in my drawer for years. And I usually use post-it notes, to be honest. But I actually found this at the back of a drawer and thought, okay, good idea to use it. Right, mask for this one. Let's put my stamp back. And let's get this mask. Oh, I bet, do you know what? I think...
it is Wild Spider.
It is Wild Spider. Oh, there you go. My memory does serve me sometimes. I bet Barbara's got some at Clarity. I bet she has maybe a roll of it or something. I'd be surprised if she doesn't. Okay, and then we're going to go for the Clockwork Cottage. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same. Let's just check I haven't over-inked this like I normally do. Right, so again, this is sort of going ever so slightly higher up the page and just overlapping. There we go. Oh, the detail on these stamps is just fabulous. It really is. Look at that, look at that. All those tiny, tiny little details, beautiful. So that is Clockwork Cottage. Let's just take that mask off. That can go back. This one can go back. Don't need this one anymore, do we? That one can go. And then let's just blast that dry. And then our final mask goes on here. Now, I'd actually designed it so that this little house here can really go off in the distance here, but that wouldn't show you a new technique, would it? So I want to show you how you can actually stamp just a section. So let's go with this one here. And I want to make it look different. Let's just put these all out of my way, like this. Right, so what I want to do is, let me just get the laminate to show you. I just want to stamp the bottom bit here, just up to about there, just so it looks like a different house. Okay, so what I need to do is get some post-it notes, and I'm just going to cover up the bit of the stamp that I don't want. So that bit there, and also this roof goes at a slight angle there, like that. And then you ink up the bit that you do want. There we go. And then you remove your post-it notes and you've got just the area that you want to stamp. Remember to put your mask in place, and then you can just stamp this one here. So I'm going a fraction again above the other one, just by a couple of mil. There we go. Just clean that off and remove the mask on there. Oops, put that back. And can you see you've got a lovely, oh, I've got a little bit of a ghosting there, but that will be fine. And I love the way that they're slightly higgledy-piggledy as well. So that wasn't planned, but I like it. That'll do nicely. There we go. Right, so I'm coming back to the cobble street here. So I want to just put a little bit more of cobbling over this sort of area. But I'm going to go with a grey rather than a black, so it looks as if it's a bit more in the distance. So I'm going to hand stamp it or free stamp it. So this one is just going to be like that. I love the way it comes out in a shows perspective. And then with the rest, I just want to stamp just the really small bits at the very top. So I'm just going to do it at an angle like that, just so that I catch those little bits. Or what you can do is you can actually get a rag and just remove some of that ink at the bottom there. And then again, I'm just going to do odd bits of stamping like so. Okay, so then you've got a nice scene going on there. What I've also done is I've actually given you some, let me just put these stamps back. I've actually given you some clouds as well, so that you can stamp these in. So I just need a small one. And for this I'm going to go back to my black. So these are sort of like Victorian etching clouds. They're not like... There we go. Have one going off there, and then I do have another one on another plate for you. So this little one was from the Wells house. This is that one, and then I've also got one on Lady Fortescue, which is this one here. Okay, and again it's like the Victorian etching ones rather than a cartoony type one. So I'm just going to put one here like so. That's good. Let's just pop that one back. Okay, those can go out of the way now. And I just want to show you how you can actually pop in, there's my black pen, there it is. So if you did want to put in some more clouds like this, you obviously can do. So you can just mimic these sort of clouds here by just doing odd little like little fluffy clouds like that. So you could do that instead if you wanted to. Okay, so what I also want to do is when I do the background, I want to maintain the whiteness of the clouds. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some clear gesso on, which will help to, it won't act as a strong resist, but it will allow the paint to sit on the top and give me a chance to actually just mop it up. So I'm just going to get paintbrush, some clear gesso on here. So this is this dries matte, so it's not going to leave a shiny residue at all. So I'm just going to paint this on And as I say, it's not like a strong resist, but the paint won't sink into the watercolour card, which is what this journal page is on. Oh, I should have waited until my pen was dry. I should have blasted it. Never mind, it's done now. Just smudged it slightly. There we go. Right, so that's that. So all it needs now is, well, still got way to go, but we need to colour it. So I'm not going to colour the whole thing. I'm just going to do a small section. Maybe I'll just do Lady Fortescue. So I'm going to be using translucent paints. The reason for that is I want that sort of watercolour effect. So I'm just going to bring her over a little bit, or I'll just overlap that actually. Just check that that is dry with my heat gun. Okay, let's just overlap that on there, and I'm just going to use red oxide. So you need the tiniest amount. I start off with a grain of rice size. I'm going to use some yellow ochre. Oops, that's too much. Let's just put a tiny weeny bit there. Let's start off with that. So I'm going to wet my brush and add quite a bit of water. And then with a wet brush, I'm just going to paint water onto her bodice. Like this. Maybe a hat as well. So I'm just putting some water on there, and then I'm going to come in with that yellow ochre. And put a little bit of yellow ochre on there, and then add some water to that red oxide. Make sure you mix it in well. There we go. And then I'm just going to drop in a little bit of that red oxide. There we are. And you don't have to be accurate with this. You really don't. Let me just get a little bit more of that red oxide. That's better. Drop in a little bit more colour with that. And because it's a transparent paint, you don't have to worry about going over the lines because it's transparent. You can see through it. Right, flesh colour. Let's do a little bit of yellow ochre, a little bit of red oxide. Or if you've got, that's an idea, if you've got any matte colours, I do some skin colours. I think she's going to be pale and interesting. Let's just do a tiny bit of fair, which is the first one I got hold of. And we're going to add lots of water to that. In fact, I'm going to add some of that was on my palette. So I'm just going to give her a little bit of, because it's a matte colour, be careful not to go over the black lines. There we go. So she doesn't look like a ghost now. Excellent. Let's use some should we go for some Rossetti red? Let's use a bit of Rossetti red. Try not to use that smudge of ink I've got on there. Right, add some water. Plenty of water. Just because these are concentrated, as you probably know already. I repeat myself enough. Because we don't put any water or fillers in our paints, so you need to add that in. Oh, that's nice and vibrant. Let's add a bit more water to that. And let's do her sleeves, shall we? I was going to do them blue, but never mind. And her trousers. There we go. And let's use up this red oxide on here. So you can see that I can just go straight over all of the black and it's not going to affect the line work at all, because these are, you know, you can see through them, which is brilliant. And then let's use up some of this yellow ochre, and I think we need some burnt umber. Before I do that, I'm just going to put a tiny dot of this on here on her face and dab that off, just so that she doesn't look quite so anemic. And I'll just put a dot on her mouth there, just so that she's looking a little bit healthier. Right, so I've got some burnt sienna here, and I'm just going to swipe over her trousers like so, and let's do her boots also. There we go. All right, you've probably seen enough now, so I'll just do some auburn hair. Give her a slightly darker complexion. There we go. Alrighty, lovely, that'll do. So that's that. Let me just get my, that's clear, that's black, my white gesso. I love white gesso for all of the highlights. I'm just going to blast this dry. Okay, so I'm just going to get a wee bit of gesso on here, and I just want to do a few little highlights. Just here and there. There we go. It just gives a nice contrast.
Kim's just asking about how you take the pages out of the journals.
Okay, yeah. I'm just going to move this. So when you get a journal, our journals are made for us so that we've got this binder on, and we use a hot press watercolour card. So what you need to do is turn to the back or the front, whichever, where it's got the separation here. There you can see. You just need to pull these apart, just with your hands, just pull them apart, and then you can take all your pages out and work on them. And then when you put them back in, you just squeeze those closed like that, very, very easy. That's why I like these ring bound journals, because it's easy to take your pages out and put them back in. Simple as that. Okay, so this is one I did earlier. So I've already done most of it. I won't actually colour this one in front of you because you've already seen me do her. And then I need to put some kind of foreground and background in. So I think what we'll do is we can use our burnt sienna. Let's just use the same colours. Actually, I was going to do something else with the Stabilo oil pencils, but I think I'm going to use the translucents instead. So let's have a little bit of burnt sienna on here. Again, let's get plenty of water with this. This colour's quite gloopy, but that's normal, that's okay. And I want some yellow ochre. So let's have this here. And let's add plenty of water to that one as well. Because a little goes a long way. Oh, it's just such a gorgeous colour. I love these sort of original vintage colours. I'm really just enjoying playing with these at the moment. You know how you go through stages of like, I need something bright, I need something, well, I need something vintagey. And right, so I'm going to wet the watercolour card all round the front here. I'm only putting the water where I want the colour to go, okay, which is important. And once you've done that, just do it again, because this watercolour card does soak it in quite nicely. There we go. I think what we'll do is we'll start off with the yellow ochre, just in the background there. There we go. And it's mixing in, you can see, with some of the red oxide. So okay, let's have a bit of red oxide on there then. And just let the water take the paint wherever it wants to go. So we're going to come in now in the foreground with the burnt sienna, because the closer you go, the closer you are to the scene, the darker it is. There we go. I'm just going to dab that on, but round her feet, let me move that out. Round her feet I'm going to do it quite dark just to ground her. There we go, and just leave that to dry naturally, okay? Just going to put a little bit up here, and I really like that red oxide. Let me just use what's left on my paint mat. Let's just put a little bit more in there. Yeah, that works for now. Okay, right. Oh, I've got some more paint on here, so let me just roll this around here. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I could have done with stamping a little bit more cobbles, but hey, that's fine. Right, let's clean our brushes off. Let's clean off my mat. There we go. Okay, so I've got as much of that ink off as I possibly can. Right, so let's turn this upside down and let's work on the sky here. So I've got Viridian Blue. With quite a watery. Then you need to mix the water in. There we go. But we could also do with, let's have a look at, oh yeah, in the navy. So that's quite a deep blue. Let's have a clean brush for that. So there's the in the navy. Just going to move this up so that you can see. There we go. Really, really deep blue that. Again, lots and lots of water. There we are. Lovely. Okay, let me pull that out of the way. Let's bring this in. And let's get some water going on here. So now you need a bit of tissue at the ready because of course we've got the clear gesso on the clouds. So we just want to make sure that the sky only goes on the areas where we want it. Okay, so you have to get quite close to these lovely buildings and maybe 40 skew there. There we go. All right. So I think we'll start off with, let's do, oh, I'm getting paint all over me. No surprise there then. Quite dark around here. There we go. So you can see how the water just pulls it, which is just lovely. So this is obviously called wet on wet. Again, these colours are translucent, so it's not going to cover up the line work, but if it goes over the top, it will actually affect the colour that's underneath. Okay, so now we come in with the Viridian. Now, can you see how that's quite, I can see the brush mark. That's because it's not wet enough. So let's get that wet. There we go. just add a wee bit there, and then any that goes on, can you see how it's resisted this? But if it was to go over the top, let me just go over the top there, you can easily just dab it back. It just acts as a little bit of a resist. Just going to put a little bit around here. Just going to put some water around here just so that I can dab that off the there we go, off those. Now let me turn it round so I can see what's happening. Okay, yeah, so that's working for me, and I like the way it just moves. Let's have a little bit more around here, and it just, you get that look of the watercolour, and these blues are fantastic, especially in the navy. That pigment that we use, it gives it that lovely granulated look to it. Let's have a little bit more around here. Okay. Righty-ho. So I would normally leave that to dry naturally, but obviously we can't do that here and now. Let me just clean up my hands because I've got blue everywhere, and move that to one side. Okay, I'm going to have to blast this a little bit, okay, otherwise I'm not going to be able to stamp on it. I love the way that's just drying, it's just gorgeous. Okay, so I think with this one I definitely do need a bit more cobbling going on. So I think, actually, come to think of it, I might have used a bit of sepia on this. So let's go for a bit more sepia. There we go. That's better, isn't it? A little bit more texture coming in there. And then where have we got our cogs? Sorry Alfie, I've just thrown a stamp at you. Beg your pardon. So let's stick with the sepia. And let's just do a little bit of a border. I'm not going to go up into the sky because I'm just enjoying that drying naturally. Look at that, the blues just look fabulous. Okay, so I'm just going to do some really, really light stamping with hardly any ink on here. So let's just stamp it off. because I don't want to cover up all of that lovely watercolour effect there. Right, okay, so I have actually got this already stamped out. If it didn't flick on the floor, I'd be fine. Duke's very needy this morning, isn't he? He's wanting lots and lots of cuddles. Yeah. I was going to say, he always looks hungry. He's a retriever. They don't have a full switch. There we go. So that's going to go on there. And then I'm going to get oops, let's get that straight before it grabs. Okay, so just to remind you whilst I'm doing this, how can they buy, Alfie?
So there's 2 bundles and everything is available individually. There's a bundle of stamps which is recommended retail £61.94, and that's available today for £50. And then there is a bundle of everything which includes the stamps and the stencils and the papers. Recommended retail £76.92, and that's available today for £61.
Well done. And all available from indigoblue.com.
Yeah, and if you go into latest releases, you will see everything.
Great, thank you. Okay, so I've just gone around the edge with my Stabilo oil pencil, okay, because I love these. Well, as you can tell, I love these because they go over acrylic paints and most surfaces actually, but they're also watercolour as well, so this is, I can just pull out the colour also. There we go. So I've already gone over with a little bit of blue previously, so I'm just putting a little bit of that brown around, and I do need to colour that in, but oh look how it's just moved around the eyelets, whatever those are called.
Holes.
Yeah, that's right, Alfie. Holes. Oh dear. That's lovely. I might have to live with that for a while just to see whether it needs anything else on there. Maybe something. Not sure. But that paint's still wet, so I'm not going to do anything. Look at that. So that is the blues. The blues do this granulation beautifully. So that's the Viridian blue, and that's in the navy, this dark one here. And those are all translucents. I might just put a little tiny weeny bit of blue just in the backgrounds here. Just to take off that harsh white. There we go. Not sure what it else needs. Okay, that's good. Right, so I'll finish that and shall I save the tags for tonight then?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. We'll leave it there, guys. So just to quickly show you again the stamps. So we have Our Lady Fortescue.
Just mind the reflection.
We have the Wells House. There you go. Feltwell Road. That's got the new house thing on there. New home, new adventures, new memories. Where is he? Where's he gone? Come on, out of hiding. Sir Henry Fortescue, you're the man. We've got Steampunk Manor, Collector's Edition, and Clockwork Cottage, as well as, where have my papers gone? There they are. My beautiful papers. Steampunk Heaven papers, and of course the stencil as well. Gorgeous, really nice release. Really enjoyed playing with this. I think the girls have as well. Thank you very much, Carolyn Lakin, Sue Jacob, Lorna Angwin, Leslie Blamire and Wendy Wallace. Check them out on the I Love Indigo Blue Facebook page, where it's our fan page where you can post all of your makes and everything. And obviously check out our website, indigoblue.com. Thank you so much for watching. See you at 8 o'clock tonight. I've got some more demos for you. Bye for now.